Oh, shoot. I'm sorry. Good evening, everybody. How's everybody doing this evening? Back with another video. Like so much going on Harris. And if this thing continues to act up StreamYard, I'm gonna have to end the video and start over and just do it off my phone. But anywho, I've always stated that she's a chameleon. And in my last video about her, I stated the parentage of a child comes from the matriarch, the mother. Whatever the mother is, that's what the child is. That's why she's an Indian. That's why Drake is Jewish, you know. And but the one thing that I forgot, the border disaster, and now that came out that the migrant in New York got $13,000 in food stamps and almost $5,000 in cash, which is a travesty when you have struggling American families who can't get no help for them to have that. Mm-mm, that's a no-no. Also, they've been talking about when she was younger how she had that affair with Willie Brown. That's come up. Allegedly, she paid homeless people to come to, been paying homeless people to come to her events. And that's how the crowd size went up. That's allegedly. About 92% of her staff leaves because she is so hard to work for and to work with, which I don't doubt that. Judge Joe Brown can't stand her. It's so many people. And my thing is, you want to target the black community, but the black community cannot get you in the White House. You need to support even the Asian community, the Indian community, which is like less than 8% of the American. They can't get you into the White House. And oh my God, I can't even say the word. You are leaving out. Nobody can win a nomination without that Hispanic vote. You got white dudes for Kamala. That was terrible. I think that's terrible. Megan's Stallions twerking. That was terrible. Very disrespectful. But the people that can get you in there, even white, white women, you have annihilated, alienated. That's the word. Alienated these groups of people. And that's who can get you in the White House. That's why she's failing. So I'm just going to play some clips of what people are saying about her. I never liked her, ever, ever, because she Jezebel. And Judge Joe Brown definitely calls her a hoe. Yep, he sure does. He can't stand her. A lot of people don't like her. And so they raised her up. Even the Young Turks, and I don't like them, but they pro-democratic. I can't even say the guy name. He from Greece, but if I find I don't think I got that up to play. But he's not supporting her anymore. Nor is Anna, and she's from Greece too. But Young Turks are all Democratic. They were in support. But after that, Megan the Stallion and the white dudes for Kamala, they took away their support. So she need to change up the game. Is all I'm saying. And then my girl Michaela, she reminded me of other things of why I didn't like her. But let's get into it. This Michaela, if honey, she said it all.
clip of a black woman that was at the Trump rally. She came and created a bigger problem for the campaign of Kamala, the cosplaying chameleon. We're going to get into it, but first, take a second to make sure you're subscribed to the channel and click the notification bell for all updates. Won't waste any time, let's jump into it.
Now, why don't we jump right into it? See, as a young single mother, I can tell y'all that rent is too damn high.
Sure is.
I can tell you that as a young black voter, groceries are too damn high. And as an American citizen, period, seniors like my parents should never have to choose between medicine or food. It should never be the quality of life versus the quantity of life. And I don't want to hear, oh, but we capped the price of insulin and lowered the price of all these medicines. Yeah, but you raised the price of everything else, so it's about time to start telling the truth to Americans and let them know exactly what they're signing up for if they want to vote for Kamala Harris. We need to vote based on facts and not feelings. See, under Harris and Biden, the average Georgia household is losing $1,060 per month, and inflation is at 21.4%. And due to the war on energy, average gas prices have reached record highs for the state.
I think a lot of folks forgot that we're currently living and operating under the Biden-Harris administration. That's probably why it's been over 2 weeks, and we haven't seen her agenda yet. The thing she's stomping on is reproductive rights. And I'm sorry, if you want to be the president, Kamala, you're going to have to do better than that. Maybe that worked for you out of...
She don't have an agenda. When you go to donate from Trump, he has all his policies foreign and all that. If you go to donate for her, it's a picture of her from Howard University, and that's it. She doesn't have an agenda. There is no policy. No policy.
California, or it'll work for you in India or Canada, but thinking you're supposed to get our support, promoting the deletion of millions of black babies, that's not it.
We also did a poll, and 80% of...
And you know what? Let's talk about abortion.
You know, there are some new charges in the sex...
Oh, shoot. Hold on. Oh, my God. But let's talk about abortion. You know, during this campaign, reproductive rights or a woman's right is not my issue. I really could care less. That's just not an issue for me. But at the end of the day, abortion is murder. And I've had abortions as well. But I was young and I didn't think the way that I think now. Do you know we have aborted over 20 million black babies? Can you even think in your mind how many black messiahs we have killed? And messiah simply means messenger. How many black messiahs we have destroyed? And America has that blood all on her hands, and God is not pleased. Trust and believe that. He gonna tear it up. If you look at this weather pattern, he done hit every state. Michigan, we done had 2 earthquakes over this weekend. They were like 2.9 and one in the river. Every state has been hit with some type of calamity. He tearing it up, and this just the beginning.
Percent of us black Americans are not happy with the current state of the economy, so I'm going to need 80% of y'all to vote accordingly in November. They love me. They love me. They really love me. The left wants you to get in your feelings about things that have been said. I want you guys to pay attention to what has been done.
Come on now.
They don't want to talk policy. They just want to use propaganda to steal your vote. The left is trying to tout this woman as a savior for the black community, but all she's done is hurt the black community since she came into the game.
That's true. She came for black women in California with the truancy laws. Then what about the thousands of black men she prosecuted for weed when she laughed about indulging in it herself? Lying on black men, sending them to death row on false test results. The judge had to force her to tell them about that evidence, even though she had previously used it to lie to the jury in court. This woman is evil. And we can't forget about Matrice Richardson in California. How she sabotaged that young black woman after she lost her life is diabolical.
See, the first step in destroying the black community is to dismantle the black family. So aside from her record as a prosecutor, why don't we ask Mrs. Willie Brown if Kamala Harris cares about black families?
That was cold. That was cold. That was cold.
I wonder if Mrs. Willie Brown, a black woman, is also with her. A few days ago, President Trump said he didn't know Vice President Harris was a black woman. I'm trying to figure out what all the outrage is about because she's only black when it's time to get elected.
That's a fact.
Did I lie?
That's a fact.
The same black people who are mad at Trump for being confused about her race, ethnicity, nationality, whatever, are seemingly forgetting that while you're touting her as a savior for black people, she identifies as an Asian woman.
Exactly.
She
Facts.
chose her side and it wasn't ours. When asked if she'd ever do anything specifically for black people, she said no.
She sure
So I'm
did.
not gonna sit here and say I'm gonna do something that's only gonna benefit black people. No.
Whereas Trump gave us the Platinum Plan, which specifically uplifted the black community by increasing capital by almost $500 billion, creating 500 new businesses, and would give black churches the ability to fight for federal resources for their communities. And why are we acting like strong borders aren't a thing literally everywhere else in the world? Since when has being patriotic been a crime? See, a few weeks ago at the debate, Trump mentioned black jobs. And a lot of people got in an uproar as if they didn't know what he meant. Well, we go to the polls and cast our black vote. We go to the stores and spend our black dollar. We live in our black community, but for whatever reason, we draw the line at a black job. Oh, but wait, because if you're wondering what a black job is, please, I encourage you all to drive through Atlanta and all these beautiful black-owned businesses and check and see who works there. Probably a black person working for a black entrepreneur, recycling the black dollar, creating black generational wealth. Just as a woman, period. How can you be a champion for women's rights when you're taking away opportunities from biological women and giving them to transgendered ones?
And the transgender in the Olympics who fought that the young lady in the boxing match, she said she has never been hit that hard before. She died. Even if you're taking female hormones, you still have testosterone. I know I said that incorrectly. In you, you still a man. And you still have more strength and power than the average woman. This is crazy. Uh-oh.
Oh, wait, y'all, because I wasn't done. See, how can you promote equity for women and you're allowing men to play in women's sports?
I agree.
And what kind of feminist would still allow men to enter their sacred spaces, i.e., our bathrooms and school locker rooms? Do I even need to mention the opening ceremony at the Olympics? Or the fact that Angela Carini was forced to fight a man and told us that she's never been punched so hard in her life. We cannot allow dangerous
And now she did.
things like this are okay into the White House. Because my daughter will not be fighting a man at her wrestling match. National security isn't happening. My still-pressed sister Kamala, I cannot get up here without Biden-Harris administration hurting you guys in ways we can't even comprehend by the rising cost of everything. Black farmers suffered even more due to the delays associated with the Inflation Reduction Act signed in 2022. Now, don't let the Biden-Harris administration fool you because they waited until the 9th hour to sign off on disbursements as a last-minute attempt to garnish support. But But why would they hurt the agricultural industry? Probably because they're looking forward to making more money in the pharmaceutical one.
Right. That part. That part.
And speaking of pharmaceuticals, because I probably and they talk about protecting your medical freedoms. Don't be afraid to mention COVID. The Biden-Harris administration forced Americans to take an experimental vaccine and took away their jobs, their livelihoods, and their freedoms if they refused.
Sure did.
Trump gave us a choice and Biden gave us a mandate.
Sure did.
Hey, y'all, because I'm about to kill him with this one. So the next time the left wants to tell you that, hey, abortion is a right and you need to protect your medical freedoms, remember that they took those freedoms away from men and women the second they got in office, and there's nothing stopping them from doing it again. Clock it. So lastly, again, I'm going to encourage you all to vote based on the facts and not feelings. Oh, he made me feel so bad when he said that. Okay, but they hurt your families when they sent all your tax dollars overseas.
That's a fact.
Oh, it hurts my feelings when he acts like that. Okay, but it hurts all of us when you see an administration failing their country that they were elected to represent.
I think Kamala's campaign is definitely in trouble. A lot of Black people attend this Trump rally, and they have more Black speakers who happen to touch on the issues in a way that was more relatable to Black Americans. I couldn't believe it. Honestly, though, this is a result of benign neglect. We're looking at a woman that's the Democrats' biggest target audience, breaking away from the party. We're not in 2008 again. It's 16 years later, and they're only facing this after taking the Black vote for granted for so many years. Let's go ahead and continue this conversation below in the comments. Let me know what you think about this below. Shout out to
Man, when I tell you, Michaela destroyed her. Destroyed her. If you want to come up, let me do an invite. Hold on. Oh, shoot. If anybody want to come up. Oh, shoot. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, but she losing a lot of support now. Hold on, let me, okay, so I wanted to start with that. Oh, here it is about the Young Turks. Here it is about the Young Turks. If you want to come up, you can,
Sisters legitimately built this country.
Hold on, let me get to the Young Turks.
Now, atheists for Harris? Just be for Harris without doing weirdo stuff like that. It doesn't help.
Yeah, and it's also about the messaging within those groups, right? Like,
Did he just call white dudes for Harris weirdos?
Oh, hold on a moment. This job just came up. Oh, that's Saturday. Oh, I want that. Okay, sorry, that was a job came up. Hold on. Let me go back to this. Okay.
Yeah, what is happening?
I was a little critical of those groups. I got pushed back. Oh, they should listen to conversations, substance conversations that are typically white women bad, white women like destroy country, use your privilege to promote Harris. Like that.
Yo, what is happening? They're calling these groups weirdos, and they're saying that white women for Kamala Harris are really just white women who are guilt tripping other white women because they're destroying this country. Is that true? White women in the chat?
But typically, especially in that white women for Harris group, the conversations are white women bad, white women like destroy country, use your privilege to promote Harris. Like that's gonna turn women off.
Yeah, not
like, don't do that.
Not
don't do that. Okay.
Yeah, like this, like any shaming of our private lives and opinions is bad politics.
Yes, I agree.
So when Democrats go, you don't know how to handle Kamala Harris's sorority that she went to at Howard University, which is mainly a black sorority.
Do not wear pearls, okay?
Okay, don't do this, don't do that.
Wow, look at this. A white woman in the chat says, I have seen some white women say that. Do they say that to you? That's crazy. They just be making me feel bad. I mean, look, it happens in my race too. If you're Hispanic, they'll shame you. If you're black, you guys already know. But things are changing. Things are changing. Things are changing so crazy that the Young Turks are roasting sorority groups now. What is happening?
Sorority that she went to at Howard University, which is mainly a black sorority.
Do not wear pearls, okay?
Okay, don't do this and don't do that and don't interrupt their dancing. How dare you not know? How the hell are we supposed to know what a black sorority does and doesn't do?
Look,
when you shame people for things they couldn't possibly know, you're just turning them off. Leave it alone. The Republicans will do your job for you.
You put it perfectly, right? We see how the toxic identity politics and culture war messaging from the Trump ticket is sinking the Trump ticket.
So here's the part I disagree with. I actually think it's not that. I don't think that that's even happening. I think that what's in heritage.
But that's one point of view. Let's go. Let me proceed. There is a lot of backlash that she is receiving, especially for allegedly paying homeless people to show up to her events. Because her last event before Atlanta, she only had 68 people. So you tell me. Let me find that. Let me see. Okay, here it is.
Had to be counted using 3 digits. The 10,000 people who came to see Cam Harris in Atlanta, that is the largest crowd that she has ever drawn. However, there might be an explanation as to why Cam Harris was able to draw a crowd this size. Let's just think about this logically for a second. It is very rare for someone to go from drawing crowds in the hundreds to suddenly drawing over 10,000 people. Normally, you'll see more organic growth. 500 becomes 1,000, 1,000 becomes 2,000, 2,000, 4,000. So how in the hell did Cam Harris go from drawing 68 people in Pennsylvania just 7 days ago to drawing 10,000 in Atlanta?
Well, she had Megan Thee Stallion there too. She had Megan Thee Stallion there.
Maybe, just maybe, Meg Stallion wasn't the only supporter who was paid to attend. Now, I cannot confirm the accuracy of what I'm about to show you. I will let you decide for yourself whether or not you believe it. Yesterday afternoon, one of my viewers, they sent this video of a young woman from Georgia explaining how crowd sizes for Cam Harris went from dozens to thousands. Watch for yourself.
Before the rallies, they get busloads and they go pick up the homeless people. They offer them food, drink, and a little change to come to the rally, so the rallies will look full. Now, you got to realize she just dealt with the rally, and I want to say it was Pennsylvania, where it was less than 60 people. It was quite embarrassing for her, and so that's not going to go down in this blackity black city, okay? It's just not going to go down. They are absolutely going to make sure that thing looks packed out. That's why you only saw certain angles as well, but I want you to know people aren't for her like that. That's why they're having to pick up homeless people.
What a shocker. When it comes...
Now, that's allegedly, but it wouldn't surprise me because she lied. A blatant liar. When she said, we've done the most for black people. What have you... Can somebody name me one thing she has done for black folk? And she never identified as black because she a chameleon until now. Can y'all name me one thing she had done? I'm just saying, I don't know what y'all seeing. Now, that's one take. Hold on. Now. Now, this lady She's talking about when she met Kamala. Oh no, 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 no! I'm not gonna do that one. Nope. This is Hold on. Let me see. I think this
on Thursday recently. What does that mean? People around you? Do you got to have other people around you to protect you from her? I don't know, chat. Let me know what you think. 22, one Harris aide said this about working for Kamala, quote, "It's always been a problem. You have to have your people around you." And a 2019 op-ed about then Senator Harris revealing, quote, "Senator Harris vocally throws F-bombs and other profanity constantly in her berating of staff and others. The staff is in complete fear of her, and she uses her profanity throughout the day." Whoa. But Trump has the mouth. See, the thing is, and I've heard a lot of people say it, a lot of people rock with Trump because at least you know how he's feeling up front. It's not hidden. He's going to act the same here as in there. What they're saying is Senator Harris vocally throws around F-bombs and other profanity constantly in her berating of staff and others. So beating them down. But aren't you going for women's rights and equality and all that type of stuff? All the stuff that the Democratic Party is peddling and pushing, but yet you're just going to be a Vice President Zilla to your own staff and to other people. Yes, you have to get your people motivated. Yes, you got to keep your people going. Yes, you got to do all those type of things. But to treat them like dirt. I'm about to take your card. No. Even MSNBC host and former Harris staffer Simone Sanders hinted at struggling to work for the vice president. What? They got a former whoa.
It was new for me when I worked for her because I had never worked for a high-profile woman before. I had only ever worked for men. And there was one day at work where I was like, "Ma'am, you might be the last woman I work for. This is it's a lot. This is a lot that we got to deal with over in here." It was something though that I think any candidate, any person in power needs to be aware of what the criticism is.
And they just aired her out right there. Said her work culture is horrible.
In candid, smart words, Simone was a huge part of the staff, Emily. And I remember when Simone left, this tweet went viral of this guy named David Gens, because a lot of people were leaving the office. Let's pull it up. This was him sitting at a desk outside of the office. "My name is David Gens. I work for Vice President Harris on behalf of the American people." And people said, "Blink twice if you need help, David." I remember covering that on the couch. We laughed hysterically at that poor thing.
Look, at the end of the day, too, a culture like that is not hard to remedy, and rumors like that are not hard to overcome. So to me, I think I'll just leave it there for your own extrapolation.
But they say she is horrible to work for. Her turnover rate is 92%. So it'll be interesting how long the VP lasts who's working with her.
You got to be quiet. Work culture is very important when you are trying to operate any type of operation. If the boss is being mean, it trickles down. And everybody else is taking on or putting on.
Okay, let's get out of that because I'm just going to do snippets of this stuff. I'm not going to play it all because I like to keep my video. I try to keep them okay, this is Trump's attorney at the Pennsylvania rally, and I'm just going to play.
And can keep trying, but you will not succeed. We will take down the corrupt DAs, the corrupt AGs, and I don't care how much money you got behind you. The truth comes out, and President Trump has been and is innocent of any crime other than loving this country. Now let me tell you what, Kamala.
Here we go.
You are committing a crime. Because the only co-conspirator I know of the Biden-Harris administration is you.
And you have lied to us about President Biden for the last 3.5 years. And just like in our courts, and just like Jack Smith, Letitia James, and D.A. Bragg, the truth always comes out. So, let me just tell you, America, her policies are the same ones we've been living for 3.5 years, so don't get it twisted. They don't work. She is worse than a socialist. She is worse than Bernie Sanders. And guess what, Kamala? You're gonna lose just like he did.
Now that's her being a co-conspirator, but all of them knew. Both Democrats and Republicans knew of his cognitive decline, and they did nothing. They all knew. So I'm just not gonna put all, but she mainly knew. She worked with the man every day when she worked. All righty. Okay, so this lady is talking about when she met Kamala.
Legislation because I had a very, very rough birth. And did you know that members of Congress recovering from birth cannot vote? Unacceptable. The Democrat Party blocked that. Hakeem Jeffries said, do not support this. And for those that might have struggled with actual getting pregnant, I actually proposed legislation that would help those mothers via IVF. And do you know what they did? They blocked it. The Democrat Party does not want you to have families. And if you want to protect families, if you want to empower mothers over big government, they will call you a radical and they will try to erase you. And we do not agree that that is acceptable in this country, correct? The reason why they're trying to attack JD and call him anti-woman is because he's a threat to the very narrative that the DNC is trying to say, that the American dream should no longer exist. And I disagree with that notion, and I want JD Vance as our next vice president. What they're trying to do is to distract the public from Kamala Harris's border record. We all know that she was the border czar. I want to tell you guys about a real quick story. A couple of years ago, I was with Turning Point USA, and at the time, I was a counter-trafficking activist. I'm a United States Air Force veteran. I'm Hispanic. I'm now a mom. And let me tell you, I want to make sure that our border is locked down and that children and women are not being hurt on either side. My interaction with Kamala Harris is as follows. I walked up to her. She's running for president. I figured she might have solutions to the border crisis. And she asked me, do you want a selfie?
Wow.
No, Kamala, I don't want a selfie. I want solutions. And she could not provide that. You know what she did? I said it to her face and she ran away. Big Kamala talking a big game, can't take it to her face. She runs away from problems. Well, guess what? Kamala, you're never going to be president. I have some questions for you guys. Do you guys think that...
So that's her when she met her. She ran away when she asked her a question. I like to see that debate with Trump. That's going to be real interesting. I'm going to end this here, and I'm going to come back with part 2 because I know a lot of people don't like to listen. So let me come back right back with part 2.